process of the hurricane. I want to say good morning to California, Ohio, West Virginia, but hopefully she come out all right with this, and she's gonna call later on and give us the ignite our spirit during the show. So with that, I want to say good morning to Brother Jay. Brother Jay, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Wallace.
Every time. Yes. Yes. Yeah. At a show, the host, Wallace Senegal, is totally at a show. The host, Wallace Senegal, is totally responsible for all of it.
One added, LUS Fiber is not broadcasting this. There's a technical issue between AOC and LUS. We want to let people know. Technical issue between AOC and LUS. We want to let people know who might be searching on the.
You know, and voting for common sense.
Searching on the.
You know, and voting for common sense is not voting for unpredicted fool. You know, voting for unpredicted fool. You know, Trump is an unpredicted fool, and didn't do nothing but put his name on those checks. You know, yeah. So you know, all these things we better make sure we look out after.
Yeah.
This man talking about he's a businessman. He's this, he's that. Since he got out of office, yes, we haven't had it good because of the COVID thing coming up. You know, he didn't even want to give us a vaccine, but he sent it to Putin for him to make sure he had vaccine. But he's telling us to shoot Clorox and all kind of madness in our body. You know, so we better understand and start trying to put our common sense together. Not just our sense. Don't look for a dollar. You know, he got people in his cabinet or in Washington D.C.
Much like this fool,
like Clay Higgins.
This fool right here. This fool right here. Y'all see him on screen. This really. What's the word that the president of North Korea used? A doctor.
Carry a Bible, and he's no longer in law enforcement, but he carries a gun. A gun in one hand and a Bible in the other, or a Bible in one hand and a gun in the other.
People need to know he engaged in police brutality.
They don't want a woman in the White House. You know, women are wisdom of the world. You know. This woman have common sense approach going into the White House while she's in the White House.
Higgins believes in that too because he say he's not accepted. He didn't accept the 2020 elections. If he's on the same page as Donald Trump, how he feels about you? He no sooner than lynch you if he has the power to.
I have a God, but it's one God, and the real name I have a God. But is one God, and the real name of God is the Supreme Being. Remember that God is the Supreme Being. Remember that word, the Supreme Being. So they gave him
or saying things that doesn't defy logic. Donald Trump, Clay Higgins, and so forth. No, the only thing they got in common is their racism, and we got to start looking at it. People of color.
The phone number is up on the screen. Area code 337-347-7236. And all we want to know is you're gonna vote. You know, and once you say call in and say I'm gonna vote, just hang up.
Well, you know they got some naysayers out there that's saying we making a boogeyman out of Donald Trump. And they say Orange Man is bad. You know, like a mocking of how some of us feel about that. Brother Paul, and I say this, The same people who tell you not to vote, not to participate, let the system go. The same people won't go quit their job. The same people won't run a red light and say, I'm not obeying the traffic laws of the state of Louisiana. The same people won't stop paying their taxes when it's time for income tax. They participate in a system that...
Civil engagement. That's what it's called. Thank you, Brother Paul. Civil engagement. That's what it's called. Thank you, Brother Paul. You know, and we have to learn what's going on. You know, jealousy, envy. Well, yeah, well, you know, I got my, I got my sign in the back of it, it's called early voting, and it's called early voting, and it's called early voting, yeah, you know, cause I was talking to my daughter on Monday, I'm in line, I'm going vote, you know. I said, what? She said, yeah, we voting right now already, you know. So, like
Right.
You know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're talking about the hurricane? Well, Ryan...
No, look, wait, hold on, right now. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris caused this hurricane. Now, when they wasn't in office before and we had hurricanes and all that stuff, who caused them? The earth is in a shamble. You know, if you look at all the pollution that's gone in the air, you know, and just because you don't live around it, that don't mean you're not in it. Because if you show me which way the wind is coming from, I can show you where it's going.
Right.
But the wind is all over. It blows chemicals that's coming out those smokestacks and stuff like this here. You know, in Eunice, they just had a fire on the bridge.
Right.
Just so happened those tanks was empty. And I remember one year, I can't remember exactly what year it is, but they had a bad train derailment around Eunice. You know, and we don't realize the chemicals that's coming down those railroad tracks. You know, hey man, look here. Look, it don't come in the weak stage in those tanks. It come in the high stage that it could get, so when it get where it's gone, they could put it in their plant and reduce it and pass it on. You know, I fought for 2 schools to be closed around here because of the railroad. They were sitting on the railroad track.
Right.
You know, and everybody was saying it was good school. I didn't say they wasn't good school. I was looking at the chemicals that was going down the railroad track by these schools, and some of them, if they, yeah, well that was some empty tanks in Eunice, you know, and that's Eunice, Louisiana. For all those that's listening online and things like this here, we out of Lafayette, Louisiana, and we out of Louisiana because Brother Jay don't live in Lafayette, but it's like he live in Lafayette because he stays in Lafayette, you know, for different reasons. He's a big producer on a lot of things. He take wedding pictures. He's what?
Yeah. And Brother Wise, and I want to and I want to make reference to this. Go back to this global climate warming, global warming. Ron DeSantis, a governor who's one of the climate deniers, climate changing deniers. He said they asked him a while back about the weather. About what's going on with the storms. He said, no, that's nothing but weather. The earth has weather.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to see here. There's no changing in the temperature of the earth and so forth. But you have two major hurricanes that's tore up his state. I predict that Ron DeSantis is all of that gonna backfire on him. You're gonna catch him flat, and his standing in Florida with these so-called conservative people gonna go down, because they're gonna have to figure out a way how FEMA can help them, because they already did saying FEMA is giving the money to the migrants and all that, all kind of lies and stuff. So what I'm saying is that gonna all that with these conservative and Republicans and people who think like him, white supremacists, all that what they're doing gonna eventually backfire on them.
Yeah,
karma in the world and the universe always come back to you.
You know, we could predict hurricanes. One thing we can't predict is earthquake. You know, because earthquake, when it starts rattling the ground, it rattled, you know, and it shake things up. Now, they could be prepared for when a earthquake get there. You know, they could build the building, earthquake stability, and things like this here. But you can't predict that. Hurricane, we could predict it, you know. And hurricanes start off the coast of Africa, from what I'm understanding, you know. And a lady told me one day, she says, the only reason why those hurricanes come up like that because the ancestors is mad the way the whites did them in Africa, you know, Nelson Mandela and stuff like this here. But hurricane was coming way before Nelson Mandela.
I've heard on Carl Nelson's show on WOL out there in Washington, D.C., a Radio 1 station. I'm giving them their plug because people please follow those links we give you to different things like Louisiana Illuminator, Carl Nelson show. When you're not looking at these great shows on this or listening to our good programming, go check those shows out. They said, the brother called in and said the same thing you saying, but he was talking about the hurricanes follow the slave routes when they used to take the enslaved people from Africa to the United States. They follow the hurricanes follow the same routes, and some of that is revenge. You know, but that's a comment by one of the callers.
Well, you know, everybody got to comment on something, you know. It's just like I heard a young lady say, Kamala Harris don't like black folks. I said, I don't know. Who told you that? Where you got that from? But baby, you need to find the quickest toilet and flush that kind of crap. You know? How she can't like what she look like. You know, no, she might not be black. She might be of another culture, you know, but her skin, because her skin color, skin tone look black, she's black.
Well, even that, Brother Wallace, is so illogical, because before Barack Obama, before Kamala Harris, people were voting for presidents that they favor, one or the other. But I don't see the correlation to why they could say so much negative things about her when they have past president, what's his name, Bill Clinton, you know, Jimmy Carter. Black folks, we voted. It wasn't that big old fight on social media between us or in public discourse about who her color. It does not make a difference. You're living in a capitalist society. You got to choose. In most cases, while you living, while you participating, the lesser of two evils. Either way, you got to do it. So, but if you want to go back and you want to, like I say, burn the house down, Brother Paul, let it all start over again. Let us go back to 1920 or so. If you want to do that, that's on you, my brother or sister.
70, you know. All these things they haven't taught us in school. You know, they took civics out of school. They taken black history out of libraries and things like this here. So now, what are they doing? Telling us to go sit in the corner. No, they're putting us in the corner. They're not telling us to go sit in the corner. They're putting us in the corner and say, wait till y'all big enough to get yourself out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yes. Good morning, Richard. You know, it's always like this here. Whatever the legislation wants to do, they try to do it, and then they're gonna put it back on you or on others
Mm-hmm.
that is fighting for the rights, and they're gonna say we are abusing
Mm-hmm.
our,
Yeah.
our powers.
Well, I see now you might have glanced a little bit on the Louisiana Luminary. Another article, Brother Paul. Landry attorney legislators slammed the Louisiana Ethics Board for abusive investigation. So maybe there's some crooked stuff going on, and maybe the ethics board needs to look in it. But every time I see somebody being brought up, it's mostly black municipal leaders or black leaders being investigated by the ethics board. I never see anybody of a different skin color getting investigated. You know, maybe a little Democrat who's another color. You know, but I'm just saying, this is what he wants to do. He wants to control the ethics board now. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Uh-huh. Right. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, we know Louisiana is screwed up. I mean, racism and corruption reign pretty. But I was listening to the Moon Buffoon show, Moon Buffoon. I'm
no,
sorry,
Moon Buffoon.
show, and they were talking about the Louisiana income tax, and he went on Talk Louisiana with Jim Insker, and they were talking about reforming the tax structure in the state of Louisiana, and they were talking about all the money that's going to be a shortfall to run these programs, home health programs, programs that deal with schools and so forth. So I gotta wonder for those who don't want to participate, who don't want to vote, when they lose their job or they could feel such a different way, you know?
Well, you know, we're talking about jobs and things like this here. You know, the migrants that's coming here, they give them all kind of name, illegal,
Mhm.
you know, we're being shortchanged, you know, when we're being shortchanged, you know, when we get in the elderly age to where it's hard for us to.
According to the news that came out yesterday, I was trying to pull it up, Brother Wallace, and it jumped back out of that. I guess they didn't want to hear that. The 2.5 increase will begin with benefits payable to nearly 68 million Social Security beneficiaries in January. An average beneficiary will see their monthly payment rise next year by $50. I guess up to $1,957. That part I knew.
Well, $957. Some people, that's what they're receiving every month. And Lord, you know, I feel, look, $50. If you're getting $1,200 a month, $50 is gonna help you. You know, if you're getting $600 a month, $50 is gonna help you. But the thing of it is, it just helps. You can't cross the bridge. You can't get on top of the bridge. You could just get to the foot of the bridge. And I know a lot of people is getting $1,200 a month. Not the people, not all black people, and you got a lot of black people that's getting it too. But the thing of it is, what about the people that was working as slaves? You know, because when you went in somebody's house to do their housework, that was slave wages. You know, they might have got $5 a day. You know, 5 days a week to go clean up the house.
Right.
You might have got $10 if you was babysitting their kids. You know, and things like this here. So all these things, you know, some of those people that was working and Social Security was coming out of their check, they wasn't making but $20, $23 a week, 5 days a week.
And that COLA, that cost of living allowance, would be the smallest increase since 2021. Yeah.
So you know, this is what a lot of the legislators should be fighting for.
Right. So that's not keeping up with the cost of living.
Well, yeah, they're playing us like a fine-tooth comb. You know what I mean? But the thing, yeah. Well, some people is not being played like we're talking about it. But some people are getting paid decent wages. You know, they're working in a nice establishment. But what about those that's behind you? You know, that come and they buy the groceries. It's just like taxes. We pay taxes on everything, on our gas, our food, our electricity, water. Everything have a tax on it, you know. And the rich corporation do not pay taxes.
Right.
But we pay them taxes, and they don't give us our fair share of taxes back.
Right.
That's the
Well, here's with Jeff Landry's proposal, and others who want to change that, Brother Wallace. Think about this. They want to pass, well, how they going to make up for the shortfall of income the state has? They're going to pass it on in through sales tax. In other words, they're going to do a Trump tariff on your butt.
Yeah. A
Trump Louisiana tariff on your butt, where you're going to have to pay higher taxes and on some services that you perform. So if you're a landscaper, they're talking about taking it on a land. What is a landscaper? First, them brothers who are out there hustling, cutting yards. Or anything, or even on the internet when you buy, like we buy some video equipment on Amazon, we're gonna have to pay a high tax. We already being taxed for the state on when you buy something online.
Well, you know, when I was coming up, only blacks had landscape service, you know, and that was
they call it lawn service.
Huh? A lawnmower and a rake. the oil industry went down, and these white guys seen that blacks was the only one that done it.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the bank, got money for all new equipment. New trailers,
hiring people, hiring some migrants again.
And lawn service now is big business. You know?
So they're taking away all our black jobs, say like Trump. You know, our black jobs are picking fruit. That's where they want to put us.
Yeah, but we don't understand. You know, life must go on, regardless. You know, back in the 60s and the 70s, the 80s, they brought drugs in our community. You know, they kill our community with drugs. You know, and we didn't understand what was really going on. You know, some people got involved, some people didn't get involved. Some people was under high pressure, you know, of trying to deal with their everyday life. And once those drugs hit them, everything went away. They didn't have to worry about nothing but getting the next high. And they hustled that. So everything went away. This is how the Vietnamese, Chinese, the foreigners came into our community, bought up all our real estate and stores, our goods and stuff like this here, and sold them back to us, you know? And we dedicate our life to them by keep going and making sure we getting the products, you know?
Well, we got some idiots in here, Brother Wise. I know you talk. I'm looking at the article, another article in Louisiana. The governor is so mad because his boss man Trump, his whatever orange man is mad at Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala. So boss man Trump is mad. So Governor Landry, if we want to call him a governor or white supremacist, say he's not going to see Taylor Swift when she makes an appearance in the Dome, but his family members gone.
Yeah.
You know that. So I guess he wants to show his loyalty to Trump.
Yeah.
Because he hates Taylor Swift. Man,
well, Taylor Swift got a lot of money, and she's recognized by a lot, you know. And because she's being recognized by a lot, he know that's hurting her.
Well, that just shows you how much these people are. These people here in Lafayette and everybody else going to elect idiots like that. I hate her because she endorsed somebody.
Right.
And now I'm mad with her.
That's stupid.
You know. Yeah, these people are.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm say it again. Area code 337-347-7236. You could call in. You know. Yeah, and I'm asking you just to call in and say if you're gonna vote. You know, you don't have to be scared of the phone because you know, ain't nobody gonna do you anything here. But I know it's people in.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Tay. Good morning, everybody.
Brother Paul out of Lake Charles.
Brother Paul, a bubbling spring of joy that spills over through this day together. Enjoy that spills over through this day together. Enjoy my through this day together. Enjoy my presence, which permeates you with love, joy, and peace. Makes my week. I mean, the prayer is listening to.
Anything might come up, you know. But
And
if
see, even that works, and we don't think about that a lot.
yeah.
Even that works.
Yeah. 1236. 1236.
I'll call right back.
All right, thank you.
I'll call right back.
All right, thank you.
I'm trying to understand how much more would we have to pay if that goes through, and the reason, and I'm asking why.
Short-term rental.
You don't pay extra taxes. You're paying more taxes just on Louisiana Avenue. But then again, we already paying more taxes on Louisiana Avenue. And now when you talk about the short-term rental, yeah, that's certain neighborhoods. From my understanding, talking with people, because I remember when that first came up last year, there's certain neighborhoods don't want short-term rentals because they want certain people living in their neighborhood. And if you look at the zoning, there's more people that's of color that live in a single-family residence. But then you have people of other colors. In those days, they would call it the white folks. They live in neighborhoods that's not single-family, who do not want minorities going in their neighborhood. Going on. And I remember hearing all these conversations going on, and I remember hearing one neighborhood in particular, they would call it Saint Street. Now we
No, wait, hold on, caller. You giving it a good name. It was called White Subdivision. And because it was called White Subdivision, they decided to go into the Saint Street area, you know? So,
yeah, I would say, yeah, because of the white, it was called, they want to call it Saint Street area now, but it's White Subdivision. If you look over the census and all that other place zoning, and you'll see White Subdivision. You won't see the Saint Street area. They're just saying that, but now when it comes to the short-term rental, it's because the Saint Street area, known as the White Subdivision, they don't want people of color going in their neighborhood, even
Right.
for 2-3 days.
Right.
They don't want them to rent in that neighborhood. That's the whole issue about it. I remember very well when that came up about a year ago, and I would hear it on the news, and I would hear it on different areas, and people were talking about it. And that's what exactly happened. The realtors, I remember, they were against that. They wanted short-term rental. And the neighbors were saying that they did not want short-term, just that one neighborhood.
Yeah.
All that one neighborhood. And they were strong enough to get the council to support them, which was unfair to the people of color. And the people of color, they should realize we live in it's not single-family residences. It's mostly commercial mix, something like that.
Yes.
And they need to realize that.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, and when it comes down to those taxes, I think Karen Crow is paying a higher tax than around Vera School Road and Walmart.
Well, they Cancun might be, but that's a full area of Cancun. No matter where you shop in Cancun, yeah, you might pay more percent. But I'm talking about on Louisiana Avenue. If you shop just in that one particular area, you'll pay more, maybe like what you pay in Cancun. So, and we're trying to develop that area. So maybe that's the reason why they're doing this for development. I don't know. I just wanted to bring it out there.
Yes,
it
sir.
might be for development, which wouldn't be no problem. So, which would be probably a good thing.
Well,
I just wanted to understand what's going on. So as I talk about it and hear about it, that might be for all over the place, but I don't know what's going on. How would that affect all over the place? But I don't know what's going on. How would that affect Northside having a library? It might be a
for our next program next week, but we're not a short-term rental. We just thank you for allowing us to come into your home, to your eyes, to your